what you learned in comparable jurisdictions and what is important in this House. I want to challenge our colleagues that each time when the people of this country spend money on you by sending you to the far capitals of this world, it is for you to learn and bring that knowledge and have it implemented in our republic. And the only way that that knowledge can remain a secure record of transactions of happenings in this House, Mr. Speaker, is through reports such as this. Therefore, I want to congratulate Senator Catherine Muma as a leader of the delegation from the Senate for bringing this, Speaker, sorry, my apologies, Speaker. I don't intend to send you back to Kamale by taking away your very distinct role as a head of delegation in IPU. But Senator Catherine Muma has done justice by reminding me, thank you. But I appreciate that 3 months after this delegation was in Uzbekistan, Mr. Speaker, we have a report and their findings. It is my sincere hope, Senator Muma and your team, that the lessons learned in here will be translated then further in the deliberations of your committee. That the lessons learned in here will be translated then further in the deliberations of your committee, particularly as members of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, where you serve alongside other eminent colleagues of this House. With those many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to second.
Honorable Senators, I'll now proceed to propose the question that the Senate knows the report of the Kenya Parliamentary Delegation to the 150th Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union IPU and related meetings held in Tashkent over extent from the 5th to the 9th of April 2025 and laid on the table of the Senate on Wednesday, 8th of October 2025. The floor is open for debate. Senator Boni.
Why IPU was founded was to further, Mr. Speaker, amongst other things, democracy in the community of nations of the world. Mr. Speaker, I congratulate Senator Catherine Muma for participating in this very important conference together with our colleagues. And because we have no other way we can express some of these things, if indeed IPU was about the greater role of democratizing within communities of the world, I urge the IPU to up their game, to find the strength to speak to African leaders. Mr. Speaker, today we are seeing presidential elections in African countries being conducted by the sitting presidents in office who give no role to the electoral commissions in their countries. In the process, Mr. Speaker, their opponents are locked out of the race, their opponents are arrested, their opponents are detained, their opponents are abducted, their opponents are even killed, Mr. Speaker. The IPU must take over the role of the African Union, because the African Union, instead of speaking to this, they are busy congratulating their colleagues. The African Union has now become a talk shop, a special club for African presidents to protect each other. Mr. Speaker, we know of recent elections in Africa where senior African politicians have witnessed elections in their countries from prison, charged with treason, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we know of African countries where thousands of citizens have been killed. We know of African countries where Kenyans are being harassed in their hotels, in their businesses, in those countries, because they are being suspected to be the ones who are responsible for the unrest. Africans should know that Kenyans are very hard-working people. When they go to their countries, they are looking for business. They are not going there to play politics. I would like, at least as far as Kenya is concerned, our government to protect Kenyan citizens in such a countries where they are currently being harassed, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I see the kind of business that African countries lose because of this instability, I say, how I wish the standing orders of Parliament of Kenya could be changed so that we could do substantive debate on this very, very serious issue, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for some of us, our communities cut across nations. For example, if you take the Kenyan Somali, his relatives are in Somalia, his relatives are in Ethiopia. So when unrest takes place in those two countries, the Kenyan Somali is expected to keep quiet. Similarly, the Luos, the Maasais, they are in Kenya, they are in Tanzania. When their relatives face this kind of atrocities, we are supposed to keep quiet. Similarly, the Luhyas and Tesos, our relatives are in Uganda. And when these things happen, we are supposed to keep quiet. Maybe we should change standing orders so that African parliaments can boldly debate the nonsense that is going on where the African Union has failed. I support.
Senator Maanzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, IPO is a very important organization in the world. And just as Senator Halwale had observed, it could be useful in advice and in guiding in many principles that members of parliaments all over Africa and many other parts of the world could advise governments, Mr. Speaker, or could influence politics, Mr. Speaker, in a certain way. Mr. Speaker, what has been happening in the world currently is very unique. The situation in the Sudan, Mr. Speaker, the violence in Tanzania, what we have seen in Nigeria, Mr. Speaker, Christians butchered in churches, yet it is reported that Muslims are killed more than Christian, and promptly the American government to want to intervene and bring, these groups which kill people, to an end. Mr. Speaker, IPU could help resolve these matters. I believe all these countries, their members of parliament attend IPU, and part of bringing peace into the world or giving suggestions and influencing politics of the world, Mr. Speaker, for the betterment of it, is that sharing and experiences and the best practices, Mr. Speaker, could improve the situation. I believe the best practices of politics could make the world better, because, Mr. Speaker, seems the world is led by politicians. Politicians influence what happens in many situations. I've seen the report of observers, and part of our members of parliament went to observe elections in Tanzania, Mr. Speaker. They have brought back very interesting scenarios whereby the citizens decided to attack properties belonging to politicians. They thought it causes strain in these particular countries. And Mr. Speaker, that's something to be learned by ourselves and by many parliaments of the world. When citizens decide to target certain people and destroy their properties completely, former presidents, influential people in parliament, influential people of political parties, they target just that particular family, Mr. Speaker. It's a very sad situation, Mr. Speaker. And in a situation whereby politics destabilize a country, Mr. Speaker, innocent people suffer, like the case in the Sudan now. You see families running away, families having lost their residents, families, divided, and the people lost. Mr. Speaker, I believe that there are members of the Parliament of Sudan who probably come to IPU and could have shared experiences in different places of the world. And Mr. Speaker, we could reduce the suffering of the people through parliaments, Mr. Speaker, and through members of parliament when they share their experiences. Political parties and how politics are conducted, Mr. Speaker, is very interesting. Quite a number of our very good friends have lost their nominations in Uganda, and most of them were targeted, the ones in cabinet and are also in the House. And in the same political party, Mr. Speaker, they decide, we are not nominating you. It is time for you to go home. And these people move to independence and resist and want to go back to the people, while the people are telling them, please take a little bit of rest. We compare somebody else that maybe we'll have you in the future. And I believe these experiences, Mr. Speaker, while shared, each one of us will learn something from another member of parliament from another country. And every time there are international gatherings, members of parliament really share their experiences on politics, on development, and how generally a country gets affected when politicians or political parties take certain decisions. Our own experience here, Mr. Speaker, with the death of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, everything, Mr. Speaker, seems to have gone back to the drawing board. People are realizing this man, Raila Odinga, really was holding a very important place in this country. He from the days he was in parliament to the many things he has participated locally and internationally, to the bringing in of a new constitution, Mr. Speaker. It had gotten to a level that the old constitution could no longer hold this nation together. And the politicians and members of parliament came together, took the best constitutions all over the world, looked for the best legal practices, and came up with a constitution, Mr. Speaker, which is largely accepted. And after elections now, people are able to move on. I wish also other nations can pick from the example of Kenya, the way Honorable Raila Odinga has behaved, the way he's able to move on after an election. I think many nations don't know how to move on after an election gone wrong. He was able to bring the country together, bring peace to a country. And Mr. Speaker, when you travel around, you are able now to appreciate how important peace is in a country. Mr. Speaker, in a country where you cannot drive at night, where there is a curfew. Mr. Speaker, in a country where people who want to travel are stranded in airports, all because of politics, all because of decisions made by politicians, decisions taken at parliaments. It makes us now begin having the sense that there is, the country is bigger than us, and that the positions we hold in this country go a long way to make other Kenyans, or to determine the destinies of other people. And I believe with all the experiences shared from this particular IPU meeting, we want to learn from those who participated, pick their experiences, and make the world a better place. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Senator Esther Akanyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wish to support this report by Senator Muma. Senator Muma and your team, I hope you enjoy it, because this country is known for its hospitality towards visitors who are visiting their country. Mr. Speaker, when you actually look at the resolutions made in that 150th Assembly, they were very serious resolutions, which I feel if the members who participated in that can bring back some, can hear, and we're able to implement, we will be going a long way in shaping the country the way we would wish to see the future generations that are coming look at it. Mr. Speaker, look at the issue of youth empowerment. We talk about youth day in, day out. Yesterday we were discussing about providing internship opportunities to young people in an easy way, and a way that they are remunerated in a way that they can also appreciate that they are giving service to this country, Mr. Speaker. And when you actually look at the wider discussion on empowering young people. Young people first need to be put in avenues where they can also give their decisions and be part of the decision-making process, Mr. Speaker. I know we have the youth parliament in other countries, Mr. Speaker. That's an idea we also need to think about in Kenya. With the youth parliament, we'll be giving young people room for dialogue so that they also grow their skills in shaping leadership in the issues I'm picking from the assembly that happened. The other issue, Mr. Speaker, is on women empowerment. You realize when women are involved in decision-making, we are likely to have decisions which are incorporated because, from a wider perspective, because women in this country endure so many challenges, and therefore, when they are giving views on a certain matter, it's most likely one through experiences or something they have assisted, and so they can see that whatever they are proposing is an idea which is likely to assist the country at large, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that country also has largely invested on, they have a slogan that is from poverty to prosperity. Mr. Speaker, as members of parliament, one of the main reasons we are here is to put laws which are meant to enable ordinary citizens at least support themselves in whatever economic activities they are engaging in. We need to make it deliberate that we want to alleviate poverty through putting legislation that is favoring such kind of activities, Mr. Speaker. And finally, the issue on climate change. That is a discussion we've had, and there have been attempts to urge the general public to engage in tree planting. Mr. Speaker, I'm yet to see if Kenyans largely have taken it up, because now I think people are looking at it like an activity which just happens one day, and we call it a day. We need to change our culture so that this is in us. We are participating not for commemorating a specific day, Mazingira Day, but every single day we need to look at how we can protect the environment so that we are in a society which is conducive for everybody, Mr. Speaker. And finally, investing in people, Mr. Speaker, investing in people, more especially vulnerable groups, because those are the ones who are not able to fend for themselves, the persons with disability, the young people, the senior citizens, where social protections comes in, Mr. Speaker. So whatever issues that are being talked about in the IPU are very serious issues when we actually mirror Kenya, and I think should not just be compressed to a report, but we need to take action, especially from some of those key recommendations I've mentioned. You can even see they were talking about responsible artificial intelligence. That is where we are now, and we cannot fight such. We only need to look at how to use artificial intelligence responsibly to shape narratives, to even shape the way we are manufacturing content, and so many other things, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to end my contribution there just by thanking Parliament for always supporting members to share ideas with other parliaments so that we see what is of best practice to adopt as legislators. Thank you.
Senator Catherine Muma, you may reply as the mover.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to reply. First, to thank colleagues